Welcome to another broadcast of the Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.
To the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Miss Betty. Morning, everyone, and welcome to the May 4th Lorain County Board of Commissioners meeting. She's going to carry the dog. It's just little. Her ears flapped.
Okay, now we did the beauty parlor thing. This week's featured Pat at the Lorain County Dog Kennel is a stray female mix, 1.5 years old. She is in cage number 34 and is eligible for adoption on Tuesday, May 9th. Isn't she a beautiful little dog? And I'm putting the microphone down so I can pet her.
I thought you could do your thought for the day.
My thought for the day. Winning a hot argument has lost many a warm friend. Okay, Teresa, resolutions?
Number 1, Job and Family Services bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Blair. Aye. Investments.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Appropriations.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Mrs. Blair.
Aye.
Transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mrs. Blair.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Advances and repayments.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Requisitions.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Travel expenses.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Under the Commissioners, authorize various personnel actions as indicated on the summary for employees within jurisdiction of Lorain County Commissioners.
Commissioners, I have 1 or 2 new hires over at Golden Acres that I would like to talk to you about, and a update on a piece of litigation that we're working on. So at the conclusion of our regular board meeting, I'd like to have an executive session for those issues. Thank you.
Number 10, adopt a personnel policy manual for Lorain County Board of Commissioners.
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Award various contracts for the Record Center that were opened on April 12th to be paid from Capital Improvements account. Issue notice to proceed letter effective on or before May 8th and complete on or before September 25th. And authorize county administrator to notify the county auditor to release retainage at completion of said project. One is for Schreimer Construction, the amount of $114,200 for the sprinkler system. And then 2 is PK Mechanical, Inc., in the amount of $62,900 for the mechanical systems for the addition and alterations.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Ms. Blair.
Aye.
Approve change order GC4 to Schreimer Construction Company in the amount of $4,544 for carpenter work. And change order E2 to Higgins Electric Company in the amount of $1,025 for miscellaneous electrical work in the rooms 419, 424, 427, and 428 per sketch E2B.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Mrs. Blair.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Reject the bids received on April 17th for the Justice Center 4th floor courtroom fit-out project because they were 10% more than estimated. Instruct the clerk to re-advertise and publish notice in the Chronicle Telegram on May 9th and 16th. Pre-bid will be on May 23rd at 2 p.m. at the Justice Center, and the bid will be opened at 2:30 on May 30th in the Commissioners' Public Hearing Room.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, Jim, is this going to put us behind for the new judge starting in January?
No, I don't believe so, and, you know, I have Plan B and then Plan C and Plan D lined up after Plan A, so
Okay.
we'll be able to house Mr. Maraldi when he
Yes.
gets here, since he's unopposed on both sides of the fence, and so I think that we'll be ready sometime by the end of November, early December. And I'll tell you what one of the backup plans is, just so you have a comfortable feeling. We can always use the visiting judge courtroom to house him, and then if for some reason that court was being used, we also keep an active courtroom in the old
Courthouse?
that we
Okay.
could house there. So we have a couple backup plans to make sure that it's a comfortable transition for the new judgeship.
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mrs. Blair?
Aye.
Under the Community Development Department, reimburse Lorain County Revolving Loan Fund Trust Account in the amount of $4,630 from other expenses, which is administered by First Merit Bank, and this is based on the report income which exceeded the allowable drawdown.
So moved.
I'll second. It was $632.
$632.
You printed it. You just read 30.
Oh.
I want to make sure
Okay.
that the audio matched.
$4,632.
Thank you.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Instruct the clerk to advertise for requests for proposals for FY 2006 CDBG Fair Housing Services. Notice will be published in the Morning Journal on May 5th and 12th, and proposal will be received until 4 p.m. on May 26th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Approve a contract with Great Lakes Publishing for a full page and profile page in Neil Grow featuring Lorain County Growth Partnership at a cost of $4,500 to be paid from the advertising printing account. This will enhance the economic development in Lorain County and authorize the county administrator to execute on behalf of the board with prosecutor's approval as to form.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under Children's Services, authorize various additions and deletions of personnel in Lorain County Children's Services Department to utilize their Shell Oil Gasoline credit card not to exceed $200 and the agency's MasterCard not to exceed $2,500 for the year 2006.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Under Domestic Relations, approved Domestic Relations Court funding in the amount of $43,136 to be requested from Victim of Crime Act, State Victims Assistance Act grant, which will provide the salary of the volunteer coordinator position of the Voices for Children program. $10,784 is being requested from the County General Fund.
So moved.
I'll second. I would like to ask Lisa. You were looking in. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under the engineer, approve and enter an agreement with Norfolk Southern Railway Company in Lorain County for LOR 611-0566 Colorado Avenue, Sheffield Village, in the amount of $6,500 to be paid from professional services account. Engineers are still completing the construction plans, and the right-of-way has to be acquired at the crossing of the railroad will perform the necessary engineering.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Authorize the temporary appointments to OPWC District 9 Integrating Committee for the June 2nd, 2006 meeting. Commissioners Blair alternate will be Bill Holtzman, and Commissioner Kukowski's alternate will be Ted Kalo.
I'd like to make a change to my alternate, and I'd like to name Ted Kalo as my alternate.
She did that change already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, she did that.
You're not coming to our,
Yes, I'll be there now. I'm not here.
you're going to, oh, I knew you were Superman. Okay. Thank you.
Motion.
Second.
It's my second. It's
You
number
were sitting
20.
there talking, so.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Oh, you're going to pay for that?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Receive and accept the 2006 Annual Highway
don't
Condition
want to.
Report.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Don't want to.
Accept on behalf of Carlisle Township trustees the improvements and enter into a one-year maintenance guarantee for Lost Elm subdivision. Developer is Ed Clark. Storm sewers and concrete pavement were installed in the fall of '04. Detention basin and outlet were repaired in September of '05. And accept by the engineers and record the plat as Lost Elm Road with road number T289, which extends southerly from Hastings Road, T170, a length of 992.68 feet or 0.188 miles to a cul-de-sac.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Award contract to J.L. Reichert, Inc., Larry, in the amount of $206,975 for the Cowley Road Bridge 0255 deck replacement and 0350 deck widening in Township. This is 8.8% over the estimate of $190,261.78. Issue notice to proceed letter effective on or before July 15th and be completed on or before October 31st, contingent upon the receipt of the grant with 89% from OPWC loans and 11% MVGT.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Under the forensics, instruct the clerk to advertise for a new gas
You had a hard time last time doing this.
Yes, mass spectrometer for Lorain County Forensic Services. The notice will be published in the Chronicle Telegram on May 8th and 15th and open at 2:30 on May 22nd in Commissioners' hearing room.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under the prosecutors, authorize a D-transfer sale by court order from drug forfeited property sold by public auction.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Under the Sheriff, approve and enter into various agreements, contracts on behalf of Lorain County Sheriff. One is to Mobex Portable Radiology Service for a portable x-ray machine to the county jail, which will reduce the operational cost and avoid transporting prisoners to the hospital for routine x-rays at a cost of $70 per x-ray, retroactive to April 10th for 1 year and can be renewed for a 1-year option to be paid from the medical fees account. 2, earmark amendment number 1 to management operating for the inmate meals. The prices per meals are subject to the annual revision based on inflation in consumer price index, which will be increased 3.2%. C, Matthew Lipinski to provide mental health counseling services to inmates as a full-time independent contractor, 40 hours per week. First year will be paid $27.50 per hour, second year at $28.33 per hour, which will be paid from the professional services account. SunGuard, the RMS JMS maintenance for computerized booking and record system in the amount of $24,972 to be paid from contract services. And SunGuard, the CAD maintenance for computer dispatch system in the amount of $15,423 to be also paid from contract services.
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mrs. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Cortez, County Administrator?
Commissioners, as a brief update, and I'm sure you read it in the paper, I had the opportunity to visit with City Council early this week concerning partnership and cooperative efforts towards trying to bring a world-class culinary project to the St. Joe's Community Center, and the board has been very supportive and generous in trying to work that out. If you saw the papers, you'll see that City Council did agree to work with the council, work with the commissioners on partnering on that program, and I will be visiting with the Lorain City Port Authority next week and attempting to arrange a resolution of support for some risk sharing of liabilities with that project. We have a long way to go yet, but some of the bigger pieces are starting to fall into place. I know the commissioners have not received a generous amount of public relations on this issue for your leadership and support, and I just want to give you an update here because without the board putting the effort and the risk out there, there's no way we would have been able to do this. If we're able to do it, there's still a lot of pieces, and I want to thank Commissioner Kalo for going down and banging on some doors with me to make this happen. And sometimes, unfortunately, you guys don't get the credit you deserve for the projects. So it's coming together. It's slow. I'm still optimistic and hopeful, but we still got a big uphill battle with this. Secondly, I'd like to modify my executive session request. I also want to talk to you about a potential purchase of real estate while we're back there. That's just slipped my mind, so we need to talk about that. And then number 18 on our agenda, I just want to turn your attention to it. And this is one of those issues where when we talk about budgets and funding and how we assist these departments, If this grant isn't renewed, you realize for all the trailing cost, the board will absorb all the trailing costs. When we get into these grant relationships, it's not very apparent the downstream cost to us. We have a lot of other downstream costs that this board absorbs in support of these departments, and you do not get the understanding of these departments out here, nor do you get the respect of what happens when these programs end. Unemployment costs, trailing health care costs, all those things come back to this board. If the grant renews a few times, we can delay those costs, but eventually most grants come to an end, and when they're over with, all that has to be paid from the general fund. It's right that we assist these departments. It's right that we go after these grants, but I just want to continue to publicly, and we've talked about these type of situations before, acknowledge where your support and your cost are for these departments. So this is another one of those that you have funding for. You set aside A, to apply for the grant, and B, to deal with the trailing costs when the grant comes to an end. And sometimes those dollars are significant at the end of the program. That's all I have for this morning. Thank you.
Mr. Ernest, Assistant County Prosecutor.
I have no report this morning.
Commissioners report.
First, I'd like to say congratulations to all the winners in the election, especially my fellow commissioner, Betty Blair. She did a fantastic job. The rest of my report is relating to the dog licenses. I've been down in the auditor's office all week processing those licenses, and since I've been down there, I understand how the process works. I was able to process 200 tags a day, so that means it takes 150 hours to process 30,000 tags. So it's absolutely impossible for one person to get these out in a timely manner. Mr. Stewart knows that, and that's why he used to put 7 or 8 people on at the beginning of the year when the bulk of the tags were needing to get out. What this has created is more work for the people down in the auditor's office, because now they're spending half their time answering phone calls from disgruntled dog owners wondering where their dog licenses are at. Yesterday, a lady came in tears. Her dogs got loose. The dog catcher picked them up, took them to the dog kennel. They wouldn't release her dogs until she proved that she had dog tags, for 2006 dog tags. So they had to dig through all the unprocessed dog licenses to find her dog tag so she can go pick up her dogs. And she's a widow, and these dogs are like her babies. And I'll tell you, she was not a happy camper. All of this could have been avoided if Mr. Stewart would do like he's done in the past. It's his responsibility. It's his job. He needs to get it done, and he needs to do the right thing. I will continue to go down there and process the dog licenses to help get these out because of the fiasco that's happened this year, but I think the people of Lorain County deserve better than this. Thank you.
Commissioner? You said 150 hours. I think you meant 150 person days to process.
Right.
Just I didn't want somebody to misquote you in the paper there for 150 hours. It's 150 complete working days.
Man days.
Man days.
Woman days.
Person days.
I said person days. I was
All
trying to be politically correct.
Wow.
Work days, how's that?
That's
but
better.
That's what it requires.
Non-generic.
I had Mr. Cordez kind of figure out a few different scenarios on how to accomplish this for next year, and we have some alternatives. I mean, we can't tell Mr. Stewart how to staff his department, but there is ways to get this done at a cost of about $15,000 a year, which would leave a lot of remaining money to get the mailers out and things like that too. So we need to sit down and get this done right next year. Thanks.
Very nice, Commissioner. Hope you had a good time down there all
I
week.
did.
Yeah, quite a busy week. The elections again. Congratulations to Betty, and congratulations to all the winners. And for those who didn't win, please come back and take the opportunity to join us. Busy week with things. My Relay for Life that I am chairing with my wife in Lorain. We've had a lot of people participating. It's been a very good experience so far. It is next Friday, May 12th, starting at 6 o'clock at Black River Landing in Lorain, and it goes till noon on Saturday. So I'm going to do the Jerry Lewis telethon thing, I guess, all night long. And I would like to invite everyone to please come down. Elyria does one, Avon Lake does one, Wellington does it. This is the first one in Lorain, so I'd like to ask you to please come participate. Our Survivors Dinner is at 6 o'clock on Friday at Black River Landing. So I've been working on that all week to get that together with our committee, and I just got here in time this morning. I almost got in trouble for being late, but I was in Independence all morning, meeting with Premier Soccer Academies. They're going to be doing an announcement. We had the Founders Committee together. Senator Armbruster was there, Ben Norton from Lorain, and a contingent of Cuyahoga County people. And they plan on doing a groundbreaking May 26th at the site of the former Emerald Valley Golf Course. It'll be approximately 9 to 9:30 in the morning. They're going to release all that to the press this week. It's been going very well. They hope to have students in the academy by fall of 2007. Very exciting. It's a worldwide project. It's getting a lot of exposure around the world. We have global players coming in for the Legends match. And again, something else positive going on in the city of Lorain and Lorain County. You, Commissioner?
Very exciting. Thank you. Let's see, this is Thursday. Yesterday morning, Wednesday morning, I was pleased to give welcoming remarks to at least 350 Northeast Ohio Regional Leadership Task Force attendees at Lorain County Community College. It was an exciting day for them, and it was very nice for me to be invited on behalf of the board. And I believe that I was asked because I was a leadership Lorain County graduate. And Rebecca Gray, who's in the audience and who's going to be asked to give remarks in just a brief moment. I just want to commend her because as I'm reading over the agenda, their first speaker in the morning was Joan Ream, who is the deputy mayor of Louisville, Kentucky, and she was one of our summit speakers. And on down the lunch speaker was Dr. Ned Hill from Cleveland State University. He was also one of our summit speakers. And then one of the site visits in the afternoon was the Adam Joseph Lewis Research Center in Oberlin, and that's where we had one of our NOACA meetings. So Rebecca, I think it looks like we've been doing a pretty good job. Anyway, thank you for all your work. And it was nice to be there with all those Precious Cargo was the name of the buses that brought them in. I thought that was pretty neat. Precious Cargo. I'd also like to just do a little recap of our Lorain County Transportation Day that was last Friday at the Community College, the Alliance's Transportation Day. I think there were over 75 people in attendance. We heard about the Ohio Hub Plan and have since had an email from Stu Nicholson, who's the Public Information Officer, and there's information on the internet if you're interested. He says the House hearing on rail capacity, they have testimony, a summary of the testimony is on the internet. If you need the site, Joyce has it. And then finally, Dominic Libertor from the All Aboard Ohio has let us know that the Lakewood mayor is in support of the commuter rail line that we're talking about from the landings to Cleveland. So that was good news, I think. And then, Rebecca, would you like to tell us publicly about the Tell Tabor? The Alliance voted in support of being in opposition to. So we're adding...
Just briefly, I'd like to go over a motion that was passed at the Alliance meeting prior to the Lorain County Transportation Day. The Lorain County Community Alliance unanimously passed a motion in opposition to the proposed Tell Tabor constitutional amendment at the organization's general business meeting on April 28, 2006. The Alliance does not feel the proposed amendment is in the best interest of public policy in Ohio and Lorain County. Tell Tabor would unnecessarily saddle our communities with a static and rigid funding formula that would serve as a burdensome, obtuse hindrance guised as fiscal responsibility. While in favor of fiscal responsibility, the Alliance is not in favor of pursuing it through a method proven to be heavily flawed and detrimental to the welfare of our communities. So I'd like to leave that with you today. I'd also like to think of those who attended Lorain County Transportation Day. I think it was, again, a success. The Lorain County Community Alliance's 10th anniversary celebration will be here on the second floor in Jim's office.
You're not paying attention.
Wherever Jim might want to host us. That's June 2nd. We look forward to that.
He started paying attention.
We look forward to that and Jim's hospitality that day.
going to be in your
Is that the
office.
Community Alliance
Uh-huh.
here?
Yes.
Contrary to popular belief and rumor, my office isn't quite that large. So we'll take good care of you, Rebecca.
Okay. Thank you so much, Commissioners.
Thank you, Rebecca. And Madam Chair, Elizabeth Rummix from the League of Women Voters in the Oberlin area just presented me with a flyer that tells that on Saturday, May 20th, John Corlett from the Center for Community Solutions is going to be speaking to the League of Women Voters about the Tell Tabor. So I predict that that's going to be another group of influential people who will be on board in opposition to. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Board correspondence.
I move the reading be waived.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Public comment?
Anyone from the public wishing to address the board? No? Okay. I make a motion that we go into executive session as outlined by our administrator.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair? Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.